What's up, guys? My name is Wakar. Welcome back to my channel. I know I've been kind of absent for the past couple of months and haven't really been uploading any content for a couple of reasons. Got busy with moving, got busy with work, and now obviously there's not much to discuss as we're waiting for BT6 in North America while the rest of the world gets to play Digimon in the new format. Luckily we do have BT8 reveals still being released from Japan, and so that's really exciting, and I want to take some time to talk about some of those leaks and reveals. And I know there's a lot of things to talk about. There's Armor Evolutions, which is a whole separate topic from what I want to discuss. So what I want to talk about today specifically is BlackWargreymon. We are getting BlackWargreymon support in BT8, which is really exciting. So let's take a look at some of these cards. First off, obviously BlackWargreymon. Amazing art, absolutely beautiful. BlackWargreymon, I think, has some of the most amazing art in this game that I've seen so far, and this one does not disappoint either. So it is a play cost of 12 for 12,000 DP. Digivolve from either red or black with a play cost of 4. It's kind of standard. Play cost of 4 is kind of high, but he is dual colored. He is actually red and black, which is the first actual real dual colored black and red Digimon we've seen. Which is, it was pretty much inevitable. We were getting a bunch of Digimon that digivolve from both black and red, so this was bound to happen. I just wish there was a way they could retroactively do this for some of the other Digimon. Anyways, so he has two effects. When digivolving, if there's a red card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may choose one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if there is a black card in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may choose one of your opponent's Tamers. Delete any number of chosen cards whose total play cost adds up to to 6 or less. Now, that is a decent effect, but realistically, you're only going to be deleting one thing for the most part. Maybe 2 small rookies. So that's not bad. But you can't really delete a high-level Digimon and a Tamer at the same time. High level, there are probably there are a handful of level 5s you could delete probably with this. But realistically, you're probably looking at rookies and level 4s. And there's not really a whole lot of possibility of deleting a Tamer and a rookie unless you're both 3 cost, or a 4 cost Tamer and a vanilla rookie, that's 2 cost. So decent effect. Is it worth the 4 cost to digivolve? Maybe, I'm not sure. But then the other effect, all turns once per turn. When your opponent's Digimon are deleted, you can unsuspend this Digimon. The key thing to know here is it's on all turns. So if you are able to give him blocker through the Greymon, which we'll talk about in a minute, or Megadramon, which is from the starter deck, which gives inheritable blocker. It's a level 5. He can potentially act as like a pseudo Mechanorimon, except he's a lot bigger, where he unsuspends himself after blocking and surviving 1 attack once per turn. So that's pretty cool. Again, I'm not sure if it warrants the 4 play cost. It is definitely a cool card, and the artwork looks amazing. All right, okay. So moving on from there, let's talk about some of the other Digimon that are support for BlackWargreymon. Not up on Digimon dev yet, so let's hop over to Discord. First, let's talk about these guys. So there's Gaia Force. I think it's called Dark Gaia Force. Yeah. So choose any number of your opponent's Digimon with combined play cost of 15 or less. Delete all of those chosen Digimon, and the security effect is to just delete something with a play cost of 15 or less. Now, this is actually better than Gaia Force in pretty much any way, because the highest play cost I believe we have right now is 15. Omnimon's 15, so it can delete anything in the game. But it also gives you sort of the flexibility to choose a combination of smaller Digimon, which beats Gaia Force, in every single way. But the catch is, since this is black and red, I believe with the dual options, you have to have both of the colors in play in order to use them. So this is pretty much only usable in a deck that's dedicated to having both black and red Digimon within the same deck, or has those Tamers or some dual colored Digimon. Definitely a good card. It's like Gaia Force, but better in a way, as long as you can pull it off. Okay, Greymon. Greymon's pretty interesting. Greymon's inherited is during your opponent's turn. If you have a red Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker. If you have a Digimon that's dual colored, like the BlackWargreymon, it gains blocker, which is pretty good. It pairs with this, or again, you can use the Megadramon from the starter deck. And then lastly, we have Agumon. Agumon, play cost of 3, can actually digivolve from both black or red. Same with the Greymon. This one does it for 0, standard for a rookie. Its effect is on play, reveal the top 4 cards, of your deck, and then you add 1 Digimon with Greymon and the same, and 1 Digimon with Dragonkin and its traits among them to your hand. Return the remaining cards to the bottom of your deck in any order. That's pretty good because it gives Greymon tribal decks, ones that are utilizing black or these hybrid dual colors. They pretty much have 8 searchers, right? You have your Agumon from BT5, which searches top 3 and adds Omnimon and Greymon to your hand. You have this guy who searches 4, adds Dragonkin or Greymon to your hand. So Dragonkin, Wargreymon is Dragonkin, but he's also Greymon, so pretty much says Wargreymon and a Greymon. I'm not sure what other things are actually Dragonkin. I'm actually curious now, but I'm not going to look that up right now. But if you're playing Nokia, that gives you 8 targets that are searchers, and that's not even counting the Agumon, which flips 5 and then adds a Tamer. So you have... It's really going to boost the consistency of the deck if you're running like a Greymon tribal deck and you can manage to fit in both of these Agumon. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. And with that out of the way, I can talk about what I actually want to, which is Metal Greymon. He is dual color Digivolves from both black and red for 4 cost. Now, 4 is a lot for a level 5. I think this is the first level 5 we've seen that Digivolves for a play cost of 4. So its effect should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and read it. When Digivolving, Digivolve one to your opponent's Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Okay, that's pretty good because Digivolve, obviously, you can clear a threat, not permanently, but you can Digivolve it by 1, potentially clearing it. And the other scenario, and then also potentially delete a rookie after that. The other scenario is you Digivolve a level 4 and then possibly just delete it out right afterwards if it has 3000 DP or less. So it's not a bad effect. I don't know if it warrants the Digivolution cost of 4, but it does have an inheritable, and this is where things are kind of interesting. When this Digimon, your turn, when this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine in its traits, this Digimon can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So Machine, Dragonkin, it's Machine, Dramon, and Wargreymon support. I mean, that's pretty much it. It has the whole red-black archetype going for it. That's huge because that is a board clear and a complete board wipe in a way. And you might ask how that is. So let's look at BlackWargreymon, which doesn't actually do it, right? BlackWargreymon reads, all turns once per turn when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, you can unsuspend this Digimon. So if you have BlackWargreymon with Metal Greymon underneath him, you swing at your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, you unsuspend him, and then he can swing again. But since BlackWargreymon is once per turn, you are only able to resolve this effect twice, right? This isn't once per turn, it's inheritable. It's just during your turn, he can swing into your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So how is this a full board wipe? Well, there's this other Digimon here, which didn't used to be that good. This is BlackWargreymon, which is the BT2 secret rare that we got back in, I want to say, no, it was 1.5. We got it in 1.5, and I know this because I opened like 7 boxes and I pulled 5, not these, the alt arts. I've actually only pulled 1 of these regular arts and 5 of these alt arts, but anyways. So he's a play cost of 4, which again is kind of high. I mean, definitely really high for a level 5, but it's also kind of high for a level 6. So a lot of people just don't want to play this. There is Nokia, but still, its effect wasn't that great because its effect reads, while your opponent has a Digimon with 10,000 DP or more in play, reduce the memory cost to play this card in your hand by 6. So it's 7 cost to play, still a lot of memory. But then when attacking, if you attack an opponent's Digimon with the highest DP, unsuspend this Digimon. This is not once per turn. So potentially, people already knew that this was potentially a board wipe. But this requires a lot of setup, and it requires your opponent to pretty much handshake you, saying, all right, I'm going to suspend my Digimon with the highest DP and let you attack over it so you can unsuspend. And then if you want to keep going, if you want to do the full board wipe, all their Digimon have to be suspended, right? Or the ones with the highest DP, and then the last one can be unsuspended. The one with the lowest DP. And at that point, you don't care because then you just do your check. But regardless, required a lot of setup and it required your opponent to pretty much handshake you. Granted, no one really played this card, so you could potentially catch your opponent off guard and resolve this. But more often than not, I mean, what are you really getting out of it, right? But with this Metal Greymon, you can attack unsuspended Digimon. So you attack in your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. Assuming that he can swing over it, he only has 12,000 DP, which is on the high end for most level 6s. There are a couple like Nidhogg, which sit at 13. But, you can Digivolve this. I mean, you are Digivolving from Metal Greymon to pull off this combo. Who can Digivolve from red? And so you'd have to figure out a way to kind of boost him by, I don't know, 3,000 DP. Yeah, red's kind of hard to boost DP in. I mean, we only have Koromon, Digimon, Agumon. Let's see, which other Agumon do we have? Yeah, we got this guy from the starter deck. I mean, this guy won't work, but yeah, boost 1,000 here, 2,000 here. Koromon or Digimon give you another 1,000. Greymon can give you like 2,000. So yeah, not a whole lot of ways to boost DP in red. No, there's a whole lot of ways to boost DP in red. Obviously, red is, giant DP boost, Unga Boonga, swing for a lot of security. So you could potentially beef him up to like 15k easily, right? You can't have the secret metal Greymon because then this combo won't work. But you can do 3,000 relatively easily, potentially even more than that. And if you run the starter deck tie from the red starter deck, which boosts by 1,000, that's even more, right? So beefing him up to 15,000, not out of the question. So BlackWargreymon, again, like, you did evolve for 4, it can pretty much wipe your opponent's entire board, all their Digimon. Now, I'm not saying this is broken, right? I mean, Digivolution costs a 4 for level 5, that's a lot. And then 4 for 6, that's not a whole lot, but it's still a decent amount, right? Nokia is a thing, so you would probably be running Nokia, I'd assume, in this sort of deck to reduce the Digivolution costs. But still, that's a whole other turn you have to wait to pull off the board wipe, and at that point, your opponent should see it coming. But it's definitely something that's interesting, and I'm gonna play around with this and have a lot of fun with it. But I just wanted to call this out because I haven't really seen anyone mention that. But it's pretty cool, and I'm definitely going to test it out, like I said. So. Yeah, if you guys don't have copies of BlackWargreymon, this one's sitting at about $6 last time I checked. But last time I checked, I mean today, because I'd been planning on picking up another copy or two on Friday. I think TCG's players having another kickback or something. But I saw this, I'm like, all right, I'll pick up one now and then see what happens later. And then this one's sitting at about 17 to 20. So not bad for this cool looking alt art. So if you haven't picked those up, now might be a good time to pick them up. I mean, $6 for a secret. Yeah, it's shiny cardboard, but I mean, you want to pay money for a shiny cardboard? I mean, wouldn't hurt to have it, right? I don't see them going down anytime soon, but yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you can think of a fun deck that utilizes this, let me know in the comments down below. I'll definitely be trying it out as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I don't have a whole lot of videos, so I won't be spamming your feed anyways. And I'll see you guys next time.